my microphone fall apart again today. It's happened every meeting.
Gotta wrap it in duct tape.
Right? Just crashes. Nice transition. right in the middle of a big yawn.
I thought I waited.
No, I was still doing it.
Thanks.
It's all good. I'm counting. It's like,
I don't think they'll fire me, just give me no practice.
Call the meeting to order. I want to acknowledge the Smokeman Valley in which we learn, work, and organize is the ancestral, traditional, and unceded territory of the Smokeman people, home of the Upper Smokeman Indian Band. Can I get an adoption of the agenda as presented? Thank you. Councilor
Seconded,
Willis.
Mr. Mayor.
Elliott, all in favor? That is carried. Adoption of the June 3rd regular meeting of council minutes.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor
Second,
Elliott.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilor Willis. Errors or omissions? All in favor? Carried. June 3rd, special meeting of council.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor
So seconded, Mr. Mayor.
Gould. Elliott. Errors or omissions? All in favor? Carried. June 10th, Committee of the Whole minutes.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Willis.
So seconded.
Gould. Any errors or omissions? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Starting to get worried there, you guys. Nobody wanted to make a motion. Oh, and there goes your mic.
Technical difficulties.
Okay. Staff reports, annual paving and line painting, or annual line painting, sorry. Carrie.
So Jared has prepared a report to award the contract for road line painting. This he does annually. The project total is $39,000. The motion is in front of you. He sent out a total of 3 RFQs to different companies, and he only received 1 response back from Aardvark. And it's for long lines, crosswalks, curbs, and parking stalls throughout the town. The previous years, it was in 2024, 32,500 roughly, and in 2025, 36,000 roughly. He does have an alternate recommendation also attached to a staff report. If council does not like to pass the first motion or the recommendation, to send it back to Jared to look for more quotes. So Jared's asking that council award the 2026 annual road line painting to Aardvark Pavement Marketing Services for the sum of not more than $37,126.57 pre-tax dollars, and that council approves an additional $1,873.43 in contingencies for a grand total of $39,000 pre-tax dollars to be paid through the road maintenance budget in the 2026 to 2030 financial plan.
Does anybody have any comments? Yep.
I do. Carrie, did Jared happen to say when Aardvark would be able to start the line painting if awarded?
I did ask him that. He said they're very busy and that he would get them here as soon as possible, but he did not give me a timeline.
Okay. I'm hesitant to delaying it to ask for more quotes, because to me, I think those lines are a safety issue, and I think they need to get put on sooner rather than later. And Aardvark does have experience with us, so I would make the motion as recommended.
Okay, Councilor Gould is making a motion. Second.
Mr. Mayor.
Counselor Willis. Any questions on the motion that's on the table? Seeing none, I will call the question. All in favor? Carried. I think we should maybe, in conjunction with this, ask Jared if we can start this process now for next year, so that way we can get ahead of the queue. So, I don't know, is that something you would need a motion for, Carrie, or?
No, I can just mention it to him.
Okay. Because I know we used to have a long-standing relationship with a company that was ended with a different managing director, or manager of Public Works, and
We used to also do it sometimes for a 3-year period instead of doing it annually,
Yeah.
so then it was you were always in the queue
Yeah.
for them to come out and do the line painting. So I will mention it to him
Yeah.
for sure.
thank you.
Did we not have our own line painter for small jobs?
For small jobs, I don't know, it went through the flood, I don't know what happened
We had
after
to
that.
replace it.
Oh, right, so I was gonna ask that same question.
Sitting down by the river.
Okay.
Section 6.2, development variance permit for 196 Vermilion Avenue and 162 Tupton Avenue. It's got two.
Thank you. This is a report to council for both a variance application and a development permit for 196 Vermilion Avenue is the project location. 162 Tapton is the adjacent parking lot on Tapton. So the application is for a proposed 4-story mixed-use development located on the corner of Tapton and Vermilion. It has 4 ground floor commercial units, 3 that are approximately 1,000 square foot units, and then 1 smaller unit, as well as 27 residential apartment units on the upper 3 floors. The proposal is for a total of 26 parking spaces, 10 on-site, being behind on the Vermilion property, and 16 proposed on 162 Tapton Avenue, which belongs to a different owner, but they do have an off-site parking covenant for those 16 spots in place. Looking at the building itself, speak to the development permit first. The proposed construction is blue hardy construction with some exterior features and parapets at the top of the building. The first floor, as mentioned, is commercial, and main lobby and amenity space and bicycle parking for the residents on the Tapton side, as well as a significant improvement to the boulevard on Tapton with a bump out for loading and landscaping accordingly along that Tapton side. Maybe I'll stop there. Any questions on the development permit?
Councillor Elliott?
Sure.
Just so I'm familiar, and I think I have the answer, but this is the lot next to the skill center, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you, just so I can picture it, thank you.
Yeah, no, I just looked, it looks good.
Okay. Moving on to the requested variances. The parking variance, 33 parking spaces would be required per our bylaw. They are requesting a variance of 7 spaces to 26 total. Again, 10 on site and then 16 on the back half of that parking lot. Another second variance is to reduce from 1 on-site loading space to 0. Again, there would be kind of a bump out loading zone on the boulevard on Tapton. And then an increase of overall height for the building from the bylaws requirement for C2 is 10.5 meters, 34 feet. Their request is up to 50.5 feet or 15.4 meters. So essentially going from 2.5 commercial stories to 4-story building.
4 is our max right now.
Four is the biggest we allow in any of our residential zoning. RM3 allows for 4 stories.
Okay. Anybody else? Yep.
So in your variance discussion on, or recommendations on parking, it has a note of there's 2 downtown specific parking sections. Where's that? It says, note, in the current Princeton zoning bylaw, it is noted there are 2 downtown specific parking sections, which then, they could purchase those lots.
So
but don't
this has come up a number of times on proposals in the town center. We have 2 sections in our zoning bylaw, one that speaks to if you do not have enough parking on site, you can pay for parking in lieu of installing parking. The other one is that in our town center, you are allowed to, by covenant, as they've done here, have parking off-site.
Okay. But we don't know where those designated specific sections are.
There's no requirement under our bylaw to have it like in a specific area. It's just it was like a fine almost.
I think
It just went into like the funds, if it was
Yeah.
enforced or whatever, went into like a general, but I'm just wondering, it says it's a zone specific section, so I was just wondering where that is.
the planner's speaking about the bylaw, not a specific parking location.
Okay.
Is that weird? Do I understand your question?
Yep.
I thought, I interpreted it as there's an area that you kind of buy parking into.
You just pay the town.
You just
No.
gain into
So
it.
the section does speak to if you're within, is it 400 or 800 meters of public parking? That's when that can come into play.
Right.
We
Essentially,
have never exercised that.
Okay.
And a lot of our developments have asked for variances.
yes.
correct?
And then the height is similar to the building that is being constructed right now at Tapton and Bridge.
Correct.
And then we don't have a mixed use right now zone that would allow like multi-residential. C2 is commercial tourism, or
C2 is central business.
central business.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but the intent is to obviously give us an additional, what was it, 27 residential
Yeah.
units? So.
C2 does support residential above and behind. We just have the shorter maximum height in C2.
Right.
Yeah.
But in RM3, a multi-use would allow us to go in excess of that.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Moved by Councillor Willis.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councillor Elliott is seconded. Any last questions or comments? I call the question. All in favor? And that is carried unanimously. Thank you. Next one is the development variance application at 244 Airport Road. Mark.
Thank you. This is a variance application for the construction of a residential garage on a country residential zone property. In our zoning bylaw, country residential is defined as residential, the same as RS1 or RS2 or RD. Most of our accessory building sizes and whatnot are designed more for that central town size of a lot. In this case, the owners are applying for an increase that on paper looks quite large, 75 meters squared up to 243 meters squared in combined accessory building gross floor area. There is currently 2 accessory buildings on the property. One has to come down to make room for the new one. The other one will remain for the time being. Again, speaking to it may look like a major variance. I don't think in this case it particularly is. It's a 3-acre parcel of land, and so the overall, I think the combined coverage is roughly 3% of the parcel. So, There is two variances. One is that combined gross floor area. The second one is section 635, which says an accessory cannot be larger than the principal building. In this case, the garage is for RV storage as well as vehicle storage, so a larger accessory is required for the application.
Questions?
Nope.
I do. So again, I'm glad you hit on that point about the total footprint being only like approximately 3% of the parcel coverage. And then the second point of the variance is the secondary accessory building is bigger than the principal. So that's something that we've talked about a few times now on that specific zoning for country residential. I know it's not in play right now, so that's why we have to do the variance, but is that something that we're looking for on the zoning? Because it isn't unique to those parcels, like if you have, because a lot of it is, well, it's country residential, so they have equipment or other storage as well, so it's not unique to that zoning.
Yeah, we've talked about two things. One, whether country residential gets defined a little differently than the other residential zones, but also, just looking at overall lot size as well. It might be that over an acre, some of these accessories don't make sense, right? So it is something that we flagged for zoning going forward.
And then I also noted in your report that it's at the back of the property.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be out front, and that there is a slope, but a slope is not coming into play at all for stability. Okay, thank you.
And the shed at the front of the property is coming off. Is that the accessory development? One that's going away? Or is there?
The accessory, there's one in front of the principal that is remaining for the time being. There's an older pole structure at the rear that is coming down for the new one.
Sounds good.
Do we have a motion or?
I would make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Moved by Councillor Elliott.
Second.
Second.
I'll agree to that.
Councillor Gould will second.
There we go.
All in favor? That is carried unanimously. Thank you. 6.4 is grant and aid allocation. James, all yours. I wasn't here for your guys' discussion, so.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. For council's consideration is the allocation for the 2024 grant aids. Give me one moment, I'm just pulling. them up.
2024?
In front of me, 2026. Yes, so the 2026 grant allocations, which were debated during the committee meeting of June the 10th. We formed our staff recommendation based on council's deliberations. We would ask that council grant $3,000 to the Kokanee Summer Swim Club for the 2026 grant and aid. We will refer the 2027 grant and aid request for them to the budget deliberations. That was already decided during the budget deliberations. As for the other discretionary amounts, the Princeton Curling Club and the Senior Citizens Branch, Jared has already reached out. We're going to begin working with those two organizations to improve those two buildings for the amounts that they requested through the grant and aid program. And the Princeton Community District, the Princeton District Community Services Society, and the Princeton District Arts Council. But yes, so those are the two there. Sorry, I miswrote the report here. So Princeton District Community Arts Community Services Society and the Princeton Cancer Support Group would refer to the provincial government for further support as they are outside the scope of municipal government. And the Princeton Community Arts Council refer them to the 2027 budget for an increase in their line item at the council's discretion. So the recommendation from staff is that we grant $3,000 to the Summer Swim Club, and the remainder of the budget will be at council's discretion.
Okay. Okay. Questions?
I think we all agreed upon that, so
Yeah.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. All in You're making the motion, so moved by Councilor Willis, seconded by Councilor somebody. McLean, thank you.
Nice of you to join us.
All in
Nice to
favor?
be here.
That's carried. Thank you. 6.5, James.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have already approved the statement of financial position. However, the report in and of itself was a previous draft. It did not update when I sent it to the Corporate Services Department. So the statement of financial information has been corrected and presented to council for this meeting. There was a slight error in the reconciliation for the employee that I corrected but did not include in the report to council. So there is no substantial changes to the numbers on either report, so I'd ask council to approve the Sophie report as amended and authorize the mayor to sign the Sophie on behalf of council.
Questions? No questions? Motion? Somebody want to move this? Nobody?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Gould. All in favor? Carried. Council reports. I'm going to start with Councilor Elliott.
Not a lot to report. I attended a Gristmill Operations Society meeting on Teams last week. Still some interesting things going on there. The Heritage Branch and other related ministries have expressed quite a bit of interest in what's going on there. So positive interest. They're happy with what's going on. Tourism traffic is picking up there as well, so we're excited with what's going on and the direction of that particular site. And last night I attended the Skills Center AGM, and everyone on the board got elected, re-elected by acclamation, which is unusual in this day and age. And that's all I've got to report.
Okay. Councilor McLean?
I'm gonna bear down on one item. My granddaughter got her license, passed her license in the morning last Thursday and totaled her car
Oh my God.
in the afternoon. Somewhere in the paper, they were reporting about that accident, saying I wish I had the numbers with me, but I never had a chance didn't have time, to get the paper numbers, but there were something like 13 or so accidents in that intersection going up to the mine from the pool over the last number of years. However, in the last short period of time, there's been 13 more accidents at that intersection. And I feel like out of that, I would like council to think about sending a letter to the highways and seeing if there isn't some rearrangement of that when you have how many cars coming down from the mine once the shift gets off, then people trying to get up and trying to turn, out of where the pool is, and then also trying to turn into there to access their businesses and stuff in
Yeah.
there. I just wonder whether we send a letter or whether you talk to the minister or something and.
I think we'll do both. We'll I'll have Carrie write this down so that we can send a letter as soon as possible, and then we'll put out a request to the minister to meet with the minister, or to talk to the minister. So if we'll do that. We'll look into that by the end of this week. We'll start.
The other point I would make is that I'm sure you'll be talking to the grad class, and as you heard, there was a fatality of that age on the highway, or I think it was over by Carameas or something.
Yeah.
It just a note maybe you could make to them that how every year, every year it seems around grad time, there's fatalities or accidents and everything else, just to remind them that, hey, it's a great time, you're happier than heck, but please be careful when you're out there.
Yeah. The accident level at that intersection, I didn't know it was as bad as it is. Like, until somebody said something the other day, and, you know, we've never had a report from anybody, like highways minister, or, highway patrol or anybody saying that these accidents were happening there, so it's something we'll also bring up with the RCMP, and ICBC, since ICBC is the one that directs people to the highway patrol to patrol certain areas, so, Carrie will help me get that ready, and then we'll deal with that. Yeah, I mean, maybe with Ingerbell opening, it'll disperse the traffic flow, but I don't know how that's gonna work, so we'll see.
If I may, I did notice when I traveled through Headley, that director,
We paid for those.
okay, is that how that was? Because that was very quickly done too, right?
Oh, no. We got those have been about a year in the
Oh,
works,
okay.
so so she's talking about the
signage.
the
that tells you your
signage
speed.
in, coming into Headley. So we applied for one of those ICBC grants, and then we worked with the Ministry of Transportation to put those in locations around the regional district. So there's there, Naramata, I think OK Falls got some, and then it was either Caledon or West Bench, so.
Yeah, because that is a contributing factor in that thing, is the speed of traffic coming westbound and going eastbound.
Yeah.
And you're trying to come off from a stop. So.
Yeah, so, yeah, we'll definitely look into that.
Thank you.
Councillor Willis?
Yeah, I drive that road every day, obviously, and yeah, there should be some changes made. It's, you know, during shift change especially, it's fast and lots of vehicles. So other than that, the regular meetings, and that's pretty much all I have to report.
Thanks. Councillor Gould?
Okay, so for my report, I was just gonna say, like, I was hopeful that this meeting would have had something on the agenda, being that it's our last regular meeting of the month in regards to the water meters and the updates that we were requesting since the end of May. So I see it's not on here. I can't talk anymore on that. I just,
We're still waiting on the province. So,
this message is now, yeah.
okay. So my report, June 5th, I had an online meeting with our MP, Helena Conans. We spoke about the Kettle Valley Railroad between Colmont and, well, head Tulameen and Princeton, that area. She was in Ottawa. She spoke with Trans-Canada Trail. We're still working on trying to get a solution there. Hoping the province will say something soon. We identified 4 areas that we wanted through the regional district that we wanted repaired in the short term. The regional district has put forward a motion to manage it. The board has agreed. Now we're looking at the cost to manage it. The provinces and the federal government are going to expect the regional district to take on the workload and the costing of maintaining the Kettle Valley Railroad. Just so you all know, the province has pulled out of most trail maintenance in British Columbia, and they are going to pull back further. So you will see more and more trails closed. So this is why we're fighting in Christina Lake, because the Ministry of Forests is no longer maintaining that trail. So the community over there, Christina Lake and the boundary area, are working on a plan to deal with that. The Adria Tunnel in Naramata is now the responsibility of the regional district. When they got grants to fix that, the burden now lies with the regional district to maintain that. There's a bridge in Naramata that's been taken out and a temporary bridge put in. The province is not replacing the original bridge, so that is again on the burden of the regional district. You may have noticed that in Penticton, there's 2 sections of the trail that are now closed. There was a joint statement between the regional district, the city of Penticton, and Penticton Indian Band. The 2 sections go through the reserve. There's sinkholes on the section that goes to the West Bench with no funds to replace or fix that. So out of fear of liability, the Penticton Indian Band has just said we can't have people on our land that's too much of a risk. Down past the campground towards Caledon, that section is also closed now because we had, it's been temporarily closed for some time now, but it is now closed until further notice because we have rock slides and boulders coming off the hill, and we need to do some major scaling there. Again, that is on Spintigton Indian Band land, so just the liability is just becoming too high. So that's where we stand with trails right now. Helena, or MP Conans and I also spoke about the West Coast Corridor Resiliency Partnership. You all have a package on your table. This is a partnership between it was initiated by the Mayor of Merritt, so it's the mayors of Merritt, Princeton, Hope, Chilliwack, and Abbotsford, and we are trying to go about flood mitigation and flood funding in a different way, because none of us were successful, and we continue to be the forefront of all the atmospheric rivers in British Columbia. So this way we are going through it as economics. So we're talking energy, transportation, and of course agriculture, since all of us are part of that same route. And the rest of the guys were over at FCM a week or so ago. They presented this information to members of FCM. We've been trying to get meetings with the Prime Minister and other federal leaders. So far, we have not. The new leader of the NDP is interested in talking to us. I guess there was supposed to be a dinner or lunch, but communications got mixed up and the room got changed on us, and they didn't know. But they're going to do a follow-up, and one of the critics for the opposition has shown interest and is going to try to set up a meeting for us. No comment from the current Liberal government. So that's that part. On June 8th, I had an SVPS meeting in Carameus with the interim CAO of Carameus and members of their council, just going over SVPS stuff and whatnot. And then I also attended a Look West information session with the Minister of Jobs and the Secretary, MLA Anderson, what is her position? Not a parliamentary secretary, Secretary of State for Local Government and Rural. June 10th, the Look West strategy is the province's economic strategy going forward, and there's a whole bunch of different parts to that. So industrial lands and investment attraction and so on and so forth. June 10th, busy day, attended the energy meeting on energy solutions in Kelowna, where you guys are having your committee of the whole. At that, we spoke with, there was 3 different proponents to that, and we were talking alternative energy and solutions around alternative energy. And a lot of our problem is going to be an ongoing issue. So there's movement moving forward on the BC Hydro side. There's not movement moving forward on the non-BC Hydro sides. So continue to work on that. I attended the BC Rural Centre AGM while I was there, and I was re-elected to the board of directors as a director at large. And then I also attended the Keeping It Rural conference on rural development while I was there, and till Friday. Came back on Friday night, and Saturday I attended the Stan Thompson Memorial Rodeo. What an amazing rodeo! If you didn't get to go this year, that was an absolute show. I was told, I don't know the official numbers, but there was roughly 3,000 tickets sold to the rodeo. There was 300 participants, and when I was talking to Jen, they had roughly 1,000 tickets sold to the dance that night on Saturday. So just an amazing show. I don't think I've seen the rodeo grounds that busy in a long time. It was like there was people on every part of it. Everywhere you looked, there was people. It was awesome. So, way to go to the congratulations to the Princeton Rodeo Club. Keep up the good work, and thanks to all the volunteers who made that happen. June 15th, I attended the Special Meeting Council. On the 16th, I attended the new Ingerbell open house, or grand opening. with Hud Bay. Their corporate team was there, the Minister of Mines was there, Upper Similkameen Indian Band was there, the Area H representative, and the Mining Association BC, as well as others. This is a very positive point in Princeton's history. This will give us another generation of activity at the mine and secures our community for at least till the 2040. So congratulations to Hud Bay, and I look forward to working with you in the long term. Today, another busy day, attended an investment attraction meeting with Destination BC for Highway 3. We are working on an attraction. The federal government's got attraction money. The province of British Columbia needs to, our investment attraction money. The province of British Columbia is, we're hoping to get some of that money for BC. So working collaboratively through the region, we're looking at trying to attract some of that money to the area so that we can boost the tourism industry and our tourism operations across the Highway 3 corridor. And then just before this meeting, I attended another West Coast Corridor Resiliency Partnership meeting with the other partners. And I think that's all I have to report. It's been a busy couple weeks. Questions? Okay, yep.
You wouldn't have any idea what the GDP is since Premier Horgan's gone out. Whether has it gone up? Has it gone down in British Columbia?
That I don't have off the top of my head. We can
I was
look
just
into it.
curious because things like this trail and everything else, getting out of that responsibility, I mean, how much does that bring into every little community? Like Colmont, Tulameen, Princeton, Summerland, all those places.
So Trans-Canada Trail right now is working on a study on that exact question, on what trails bring in for GDP and what the cost of removing trails does to the economy. So I had an initial meeting with them a few months ago, and I'm not sure where that's at, but they were going to use Princeton as one of their at the time they were going to use Princeton as one of their showcases as to why. So hopefully that's still moving forward, but I haven't had a meeting with them in a while. So, but yeah, it is a big concern. You know, it's ironic, I guess, in a way. The federal government has spent money on this destination marketing and this scenic tours, and iconics is what they call them. The province of British Columbia through Destination BC has spent a whole bunch of money. So, you know, through them, through TOTA, through all these DMOs, we're spending money on destination marketing to bring people here to celebrate natural British Columbia. And then other ministries are cutting those assets that we have been marketing around the world. So there's a disconnect between the different ministries as to what's happening. When we first had when we found out we were getting decommissioned here, I was in a meeting with the Highway 3 group, and Tracy McGregor from Christina Lake, because they've been fighting this for a while, and myself were on the meeting first with the host, and we were talking back and forth, and he's like, "What's going on?" And we told him, he's like, and they just dropped the Iconics, this scenic highway, this Highway 3 program, and it's called Rainforest to Rockies, right? And we're part of this Rainforest to Rockies thing where people are supposed to come, and it's all based on tourism in the outdoors and natural tourism assets. And the tourism arm didn't know that the other arms were cutting services. So, yeah, there's a bit of a disconnect, and it's concerning. Don't know what we do about it, but we just keep fighting and moving forward. So, if there's nothing else, I will move to 12.1, motion to close. That the recommendation is that the meeting be closed to the public for the purpose of considering the following: 90.1E, the acquisition, disposition, or expropriation of land or improvements, if the council considers the disclosure could reasonably be expected to harm the interests of the municipality.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Gould. Seconder? Councillor Elliott. All in favor? Carried. With that, I will now close the meeting to the public and say goodbye.